I don't like that at all. Because the reason I don't, guys, okay. But then sometimes they go to the extreme, which, I don't think the kids need to see that. I really don't.
Yeah.
And I damn sure don't want to. I don't take a perverse pleasure in seeing women bleeding.
Hey, look here. Rusev and Lana have renewed their vows. That's just after they got divorced about a year ago.
Oh, what the hell's he been doing?
No, Rusev and Lana. And the question being, Teddy, do you think that Rusev and Lana should be back together in WWE?
Well, I really can't answer that. You know what I mean? I don't know what the problem was with them when they were in WWE.
Correct.
So I can't tell you. I don't know. I just congratulations on their wedding, and I wish both of them the best.
Bill, what about you?
Well, they belong with each other in storyline. The fans all over the internet knew that they were broken up and they weren't together anymore and they went their separate ways. So now for them to come back in, they could even shoot an angle. Well, how did they get them back together again? I mean, this is the new Rusev-Lana era.
The one thing I'd want to make sure, if they bring them back together, I hope they bring them back like they were originally brought into the WWE, where he's the fighter and she's the Russian manager, because that was the best version for me of the duo.
You see, I was there. Me and Swagger, we worked with them every night for damn near 6 months, every night. And I don't know why they changed her from the Russian accent to the, and then she was just talking as she would normally talk. I guess they went in there and they had a meeting with Vince, and I said, "Sounds good to me, pal. Sounds good to me. Let's do it. Let's do it." And the
Dutch,
whole time, go ahead.
I was going to ask you, did you ever hear of any rumblings that maybe they were a little bit difficult to work with?
No, that was rumblings came from me. and I wasn't even working with them. Swagger was. So, but as I said one day to one of the agents, I can't remember who he was now, and I said, "What are we doing at the next pay-per-view?" He said, "I don't know. I hadn't heard anything." I said, "Really?" I said, "I got an idea for you," and I gave him the idea. I said, we talk about Russia and we talk about the United States. He's a Russian, Swagger is an American.
Yep.
And we were taking the flags back and forth. I said, what about Russia versus USA? And I swear to God, he said, damn, that's pretty good. And I'm thinking, but you guys have thought about this, right? He said, no. I said, wait a minute. You hadn't even thought about it? No. I said, a whole GD damn creative team, and you didn't think of that? That's a natural.
Yeah.
He said, but I'm gonna pitch it to them tomorrow and see what they say. And tomorrow, that was a Tuesday, we did the back-to-back tapings, and he said, hey, they loved that, so we're gonna go one pay-per-view and we're gonna work an angle out of that and come back on the next one. But the whole time that Jack worked with Rusev, he never beat him, but he beat him one time. And you know where that was? That was in Jacksonville on the veterans, the military show we did. He beat him there, and that's the only time he ever beat Rusev.
Troops. What I can't understand, and I don't know the backstory on this, but he, from the beginning, when he came into WWE, he looked main event. He looked like a guy that would be a main event guy, and it never, ever happened. I don't know if it was political, if it was backstage stuff or whatever, but that guy really looked like, let's put him over to the top. He looked like a wrestler.
Oh, yeah. I love the time he came out in the tank on the stage. I think that may have been a WrestleMania where he drove the tank out onto the stage. And that was perfect for his character. And yeah, I love seeing them together that way. I just don't want to see him come back in and do something goofy with them and bring them back their original way or leave them alone, one or the other.
Well, listen, we're talking about the girls, and this is not on our list here. Dutch, did you see the bloody match between Mariah May and Toni Storm on AEW?
I saw just recap of it. That's what I saw.
What were your thoughts?
I don't like
now that
we're
talking about the ladies.
I don't like the females. I mean, my God. I mean, I don't like the women bleeding. I really don't.
Yeah, I've never seen it
doesn't-
before.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
is that the
I've-
first time that we've seen blood in a women's match on TV?
But didn't Liv? Didn't Liv? Wasn't she bleeding from her head a little bit? And then
No,
she got.
Liv had an actual accident, and she there was a little bit of blood. It wasn't a.
Yeah, I don't like that at all. Because the reason I don't, guys, okay. But then sometimes they go to the extreme, which, I don't think the kids need to see that. I really don't.
Yeah.
And I damn sure don't want to. I don't take a perverse pleasure in seeing women bleeding. My God. Just let them have a match and just do the cheerleader body. I think that's why everybody goes to see them anyway. But
Interesting.
if they're going to fight that way and be mad over a man, I mean, that sends a bad message, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Curious.
wrestling does send a message to all these little girls out there.
Right.
So,
Yeah.